Welcome back. Glad you are here. Today's lesson is Don't Give Up, and our text is from Hebrews 12 1 through 3. And it says, Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against him, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. So the Christian life here is pictured as a race, and it's not pictured as a short distance race, it's pictured as a long distance race, because it's not something that you can pick up on Sundays and only on Sundays and then expect the rest of the week that you do nothing. It's not something that you can just pick up a couple of days a week. It's something that you need to pursue day in, day out, every day of our lives, pursuing that relationship with God. It's not something that we can just pick up and put down whenever we want to. It's something that we need to be pursuing day in and day out. And my note on verse 1 says that some of the Hebrew Christians were tempted to drop out of the race because of persecution. So the first time something hard comes along or someone disagrees with what they're saying or whatever, they want to give up. They want to quit. And I remember when Justin played baseball, one of the things that my dad always said was if Justin gets on base, he's going home. He knew that if Justin got on base, it didn't matter how he got there, he was going to get there. He was going to get home. It didn't matter if he stole every base. It didn't matter if there was a hit. And he was going. And not only was he going, he would round third. And when I say round third, he never stopped at third. Third base was not a place where he hung out. He rounded third, many a coach saying, stop, stop, stop. And he kept going, going, going. And I don't remember a time where he got out at home. Because the thing about Justin, another thing that my dad would say was, when you watch Justin play baseball, you can just see the wheels turning. And you could. And what that meant was Justin was so focused on the game, and he focused on what this play was, what the next play was, and he kind of summed up his competition. He knew if he could beat the throw to second. He knew in a timing situation, if he could time it to where he could get to second or he could, get to third and round third, he knew, and he was thinking it. He was focused on it the entire game. He didn't always have the best game. He didn't always, but you could always see those wheels turning. He was focused and thinking it over and over in his mind. And he was just fun to watch because you could see he was thinking it and he was studying it as he's standing on first base. He's studying the next play. He's studying, and he knows his opponent, and he knows if he can make this throw, or he knows if I can get there before he has a chance to make this throw. He was thinking it. That's just what he did. That's the way he played. And just like Justin thought out those games and the way he was so focused on it, a runner concentrates on the finish line, and or like Justin concentrates on how he's going to make it to home plate. That's how we need to concentrate, and we need to be focused, and we need to be going over and over it in our minds what Scripture is telling us, what He's teaching us, and growing in our knowledge of Him, growing that relationship with Him. And so just like they were, He was so focused on it, that's how we need to be. We need to be so focused on the Word And we don't need to quit. We don't need to give up. We don't need to just stop for anything. We can't give up. And I'm going to be honest, a few weeks ago, I started doubting and started wondering if what I'm doing in these videos, does it even matter? Does it even, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And the thing, the thought that popped in my mind was just quit. Just quit. What's the point? What does it even matter? And at the same time I started having those thoughts, I began getting random text messages or phone calls from some of you guys, or I would run into some of you out and about, and you would start telling me things that God was doing in your life, or you would share with me something that we talked about here that meant something to you, or you would tell me one of your favorite stories that I told, or you would tell me that you really learned something from it. You know, I started getting those messages and having those conversations, and I didn't prompt any of those. They just started coming. So, you know, God used you in that to encourage me, to lift me up, to pray for me, and to help me to know that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And at the same time, I was also listening to one of the female speakers on one of the Bible apps. And one of the things that she said was, don't give up too soon because there's a harvest. And I felt like she was talking straight to me, you know, like when we listen to preachers, we all feel like they're speaking right to us. And she didn't know what I was dealing with or what the things that were coming into my mind, but I knew the thoughts that were coming into my mind was Satan trying to derail me, trying to cause me to doubt, cause me to wonder, and make me question what I was doing. And I I remembered that, you know, when I first started doing these videos, you know, it's not about me. It's about him. It's about us learning about more about Jesus, spending time in his word, and encouraging others. And so when I do these videos, I feel like we're in community, like we're in our own Bible study together, and you're in this with me. And you are, because you encourage me, you pray for me, and I appreciate it more than you know. There are some things that y'all have asked or we've talked about that maybe not everybody knows. And so I guess if you have questions, then everybody else has questions. So um, one of the things that I thought would be cool was in the comments, if you'll put just where you're from. I mean, I'm from Alabama. That's where most of us are from. But I do know there are people from some other states that are here with us. So just put in the comments, you know, where you're from, what state you're from. And I just think it's really cool to see where everybody's from and that we're all doing this together, but we're all from different places. And another question I had was about the subscribe button. A lot of people didn't know what that was for. I didn't know that was what it was for either. We're all new to YouTube. So what the subscribe button does is if you press that subscribe button, you're going to receive notifications of when a new video posts. And the more you share it, the more people that see it and the more people that we can share Jesus with, the more people. And when you share that, you're in this with me. You're sharing Jesus with other people. And I just think it's really cool that we have this platform, that we have this opportunity that we can share Jesus. And I know there's plenty of you that are sharing it and that some of you are subscribed, but some people did have questions and they didn't know what some of those things did or what some of those things meant. So I just thought I would put that out there and let you know, because if one of you has questions or two of you have questions, then probably all of us have questions. So thank you so much for hanging out with me and encouraging me and supporting me. I appreciate it more than you know. You encourage me every day, and I'm enjoying doing this. I'm enjoying getting in the Word with you guys, and I've also had comments. People comment about something that they've learned from it, or something that um, the Lord showed them when, I would read something, or when I would tell something, they would say, you know what that made me think of, and then they'll share a scripture. And so it's really cool how you guys are being involved and you're sharing with me, because when you tell me what you're learning, I learn too. So I really love that. And so that's how this all works. And we're all learning, we're all growing. So I pray that you have a good week. And I thank you guys for being there for me, for supporting me, and especially praying for me. Continue to pray for me. And I will see you next time. Thank you for all that you do. Thanks, guys.